Hello, I am back for lesson number 2. The second lesson I'm coming to you in my series of 40 Days to 40 is you do not need a plus one to live your life. And I'm thinking about something that happened when I was younger, and I didn't realize how much this affected me when I was younger, and it circles back to today, um, because I was finding myself kind of going backwards in my thoughts, which is something that I'm currently working on. And the story that I have is in my previous video. I was raised a witness, Jehovah's Witness, and I remember when I was younger, I had a group of friends, and I'm from Chicago, so we're on the south side of the city, and I was like, we want to go preaching in another congregation, and I would love to go to like the north side, which is like predominantly white. And I remember asking my friends, hey, let's now. I'm trying to figure out how old I was. I was old enough to drive because I had a license. I got my license when I was 17. So I asked my close friends, hey, let's go visit a congregation and go do service in this other congregation. And I remember my friends being like, yeah, let's do it. And this is crazy that I remember the story. That I guess it really affected me, right? And then at some point, it was canceled. Like, we just didn't go. We wanted to do it. Either we wanted to do it and we never got to plan it, or we planned it and it got canceled. Whatever happened, we were on board, but then nobody ended up going. And I was waiting for them to do it because I actually wanted to go meet friends and go to another congregation to meet new people on a different side of town. And it was really a side of town that I had never really been on because I'm used to the south side. Like, that's where I hang out at. And I didn't really go to the north side unless it was for like work or something. And that was rare. So it was either downtown or the south side of Chicago. And I just remember being disappointed because I felt like I needed them to go with me. And I was like, how am I going to meet somebody else if they're not with me to do it? If I don't get to go up north, like, I want to try something new. I want to do this, but I need them to go with me to be comfortable. I didn't need them. I could have went. I could have asked my mom to go. I could have asked my sister. I could have asked someone else if I really wanted to go. I didn't necessarily need them. I didn't necessarily need my mother and my sister to go, right? I know one thing about me back then was I was very reserved. I was a little shy and quiet, and I was extremely introverted. I'm still somewhat introverted now. I'm a little bit more ambivert. My ex says I'm an outgoing introvert, and he doesn't understand it. So I fast forward that to this recent happening. And I am in business, and I struggle with networking because I'm not going to say I struggle with networking. I'm newer to networking. So I'm starting to get out and talk to people and converse and ask questions and all of that stuff. I've become accustomed to being the quiet person in the corner, right? I recently got an email from the county that I live in, and it was like, we're having a Women's Day networking event. Like, I did this last year, and it was nice. I met a few ladies. I had some leads, but they kind of fell through the cracks. So I'm gonna work the room the best way I can this year. I got a few events going on next week for business, government contracting, and business and that. And I reached out to my networking buddy. I went my wing woman. She's actually one of my clients, and I met her at a networking event, and we got close, and we're getting closer. So she's one of my friends. I would say she's a friend of mine. And I sent her the message. I was like, okay, we go to this together. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make because I got something else to do. And I'm like, you can't cancel for me. I want you to go with me. And I started to think about the time when I was a teenager and I wanted to go somewhere with my friends because I was disappointed that we couldn't go together. Because a part of me, going back to that video I posted yesterday, holding on to that old version of myself, a part of me wanted that plus one to go with the safety net of, I know I have someone I can talk to at this place that I'm comfortable with. That is the comfort zone. You got to break out, right? And so I said, one, I'm still going to go. It is what it is. I'm going to go because, one, I need to go. I need to be able to talk to people. I need to consistently put myself in a space where I can challenge myself to grow. And I also think about a trip that the very first time I went out of the country was by myself. And I went on a single moms retreat with 25 women that I did not know. And they were all moms, all Black women, all moms. And it was so much fun. It was community. We had sessions where we were able to talk and express our frustrations as women, as parents. I was rooming with someone I didn't know. And I didn't feel bad about it. It was just like, I get to explore. I get to experience something. I get to take pictures. I get to be in Mexico. I get to travel. I'm enjoying myself. And I say that because in those moments, as I reflect, especially with Mexico, I realized that I do not need someone with me for me to live my life, for me to experience things, for me to connect with other people. It's just me. I do a lot of other things by myself. And some of the things that we don't even think about that we do alone kind of help us. Like, I go to the gym by myself. I don't have a gym partner. I mean, I go to my complex gym, but I also go to LA Fitness when I want to go swim. And I meet people at the gym. I used to go all the time. So you see somebody all the time, they're going to see your face. They're going to greet you. You're going to say hi. You're going to introduce yourself. It happens to me all the time. It's okay. I don't need a gym buddy. I travel alone. I move across the country by myself. And granted, my plus one was my son, but I'm still the person who has to keep my head on a swivel. I'm still the person who has to make sure I'm protecting both of us and we're safe. What I also realize is the more you do things alone, the more you get to experience, the more you build that muscle, so that you are more educated, you are more alert, you are learning things that keep you safe. When I was in my teens, when I was younger, one of the biggest things that I'm thinking about why I why I felt like I needed someone to go with me was because there was a safety net. It was comfort there. And that's another thing. You have to push yourself out of that comfort zone. Now, of course, there are some nuances when it comes to safety, but there are a lot of things that you don't necessarily have to do with someone else. I've tried to do the fitness journey. Let's do a challenge. Let's all of us group together and do this challenge, and we eat together and da-da-da. Nobody's doing it, including myself, because I'm thinking that I need someone else to piggyback off of. Accountability is, I understand 1,000%. It does help to have someone to help you hold yourself accountable. However, if nobody's doing it, then nobody's doing it, and that includes you. So that is one thing that I would say. Another lesson that I've learned is that you do not need a plus one to live your life, to experience things, to explore. And I would say one thing that I've started to really do is actually just push myself to go out on my own. Of course, you want to make sure you are safe, right? That's number one. But don't limit yourself. Don't hinder yourself, because when you are waiting for someone else to live your life, they're not waiting for you. This is my thought process. They're not. And if they are waiting for someone, the people that I know that travel, they have other people to travel with them. I'm not the first person that they go to. I do know people that reach out to me and say, hey, are you interested in going? And if I can't go, they go anyway. They don't stop my presence, my lack of being there, me not being there. They don't allow my absence to stop them from being present. And so that is something that I've learned in recent years, and even more recently, because I've been trying to get out more and do more things and speak and grow my business and network. And it's very uncomfortable for me, but I'm pushing myself because I want to be uncomfortable more, because that's helping me. And that's allowing me to know that I'm growing. So that is my lesson for today, is do not let the lack of a plus one or your need for a plus one stop you from living your life. And I hope that helped. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another lesson on my 40 days to 40. And I'm excited about my celebration. My best friend's going to be here for my birthday. And I actually have class that day, so I'm going to figure that out. But I will talk to you tomorrow.